Jugad Guru Name, Sat Guru Name, Sri Guru Dev Name, Ad Guru Name, Jugad Guru Name, Sat Guru Name, Sri Guru Dev Name. Guru Swarup Satsang Jio, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Oh, Satsang Ji, it's a great honor, great privilege, presence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, that we're able to take this time to be able to more deeply understand Gurbani and the role that Gurbani plays into our lives, especially for our younger generations who don't understand the Punjabi as well, so that they can understand more deeply how Guru's message that is given to us is a universal truth for all people. And English is my best language to communicate. And I talk to a lot of our young people and I share with them my story. They're always interested to ask me what attracted me, how did I come to the feet of the Guru, and what does that mean to me? And recently one of our young people came to me and said, tell me, what is the very essence of Sikhi itself and living as Khalsa? And they wanted to know, they wanted to understand, what is the deeper meaning? How does that deeper meaning, what is the effect that Gurbani has on us? And they wanted to know as a young person, a young adult, and wanted to know what it means to be at the feet of the Guru. And I explained that I can only said to him, I said, well, I can only share my own experience. That when I came to the feet of the Guru, I was a very young man of a very young age, 24 years old, quite young. And I told him, I said, I wasn't searching that I was looking for a new religion, I wanted to change the religion that I had. I'm who I am. I was raised in the culture that I came to. But I said that I was looking for a path, a universal truth, and a path that could give me an experience of God, some experience deeper inside of myself that I was searching for. And I started meditating at a very young age. At the age of 14, I began to meditate, so it's 58 years ago, a long time. And I began to meditate. So I was searching for spirituality. I was searching for something. But I came to the feet of the Guru. I'm up to take at the feet of the Guru, and I knew right at that moment, as soon as my forehead touched the floor, that I was in the presence of something very special. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't know Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. I didn't know Guru Nanak Dev Ji, even that name. But something in my heart changed that day. And then I began to study. I wanted to learn, well, what is this practice? What is this teaching? Because I could feel there was something. I didn't know too much, but I could feel there was something. But I was searching in life from the age of 10 years old. I was searching for a true teaching, a universal teaching, a teaching that taught everybody was equal. This came into my mind at 10 years old. And I said, in my mind, I said, somewhere, maybe there's some here that are around that age today in our Sangat, but at 10 years old, something in my mind said, somewhere in this world, there is a true teaching, a truth, a universal teaching that accepted all people. All people, because already was in my mind about equal. In my mind already at 10 years old, my mind was saying, somewhere there's that teaching. Because I was searching for truth. And I searched and I searched and I learned different things, but still was searching and couldn't find. But that day I came to the feet of the Guru, and then I understood, as soon as I'm up to take, I understood inside of myself that I was in the presence of something very different and something very special. And then I began to learn about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and that Guru Nanak Dev Ji taught a very pure teaching of Ek Onkar. There's one God, one creator who created all creation, and that everybody, every person, didn't matter what was their color, what was their faith, what was their religion, what was their gender, who they believed in. He said, don't judge anybody. Everybody is the same. There's one God, one creator who created this world, this creation, this universe. He said, to that one God meditate. Meditate on that one God, Nam Japo, meditate, Nam Simran. He said the Nam, the vibration of the Nam, the name, Nam. That Nam is the vibration that created the entire universe. That from that vibration, from that sound, that Nam, that vibration, that Shabad, the whole creation was created. And then the teachings went on to explain what that meant. And all of Mul Mantar is there to explain what is the Shabad, what is the Nam, what is the one God. All is contained in Mul Mantar. And if we study Mul Mantar just on its own, just study Mul Mantar gives you everything. If we said to our children, you just teach them what is Mul Mantar. Mul means root. Mul means foundation is the root. So he said, here's the root, here's the foundation of life. Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji didn't go, my belief, my understanding, was that he didn't go to create a religion. In fact, he said there was no religion, there was no Muslim, there was no Hindu. He said there's only a universal vibration called Nam. And from that Shabad it grew. But he said there's no rituals, there's no religion. We became, over the time, we turned it into a form that we live today. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us that, he gave us the understanding of how to live this life. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji just started very simply. He said that within each of us lives a beauty. Within each of us is a Jot. Jot means light. He said that light lives in everybody. And he said that light is the same light of God. Jat me Jot, Jot me Jata. He said that Jot of that God, that light of that God is the same light that is within us, and the light that within us is the same light that is within God. He said there's no separation between God and us. That we are that Jot. We are that light. But what does that light mean? What does that Jot mean? Joti Joti. What is that light? He says that's the brightness of the Atma. Jot is the brightness of the soul. That is the Jot. And the brightness of the soul, the Atma, that lives within us, becomes illuminated, becomes lit. That's that Jot, becomes that light. We become that light. We become radiant, healthy, strong. And everything that Guru Nanak Dev Ji began to teach was how a human being, a person that's called human, can live the most strongest, most powerful life and use and apply all the intelligence that we have. So he took just that simple form of a human being and he created what is a beautiful element of understanding of the mastery of each human. To live in that mastery and the majesty. Majesty means to live with that confidence, live with that success, live with that beauty within inside. And he said on that, share that with others and help others and help this world. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message of peace is a peace to the entire world. Guru Nanak Dev Ji sent a message to the entire world to live in peace. But he said that peace has to start with inside of yourself. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, look within yourself. Look within yourself. It's not just everything that's outside. It's a beautiful hukamnama from Darbar Sahib this morning, Guru Amar Das Ji, and he talked about the bronze, how you can take that bronze and you can rub it and it looks shiny from the outside, but on the inside is the darkness. And he said this morning in the hukamnama, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, not Guru Amar Das Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said in the hukamnama this morning that to understand that everything is within inside of us. He said we can have houses and cars and this and that and building all this stuff, but it means nothing if within inside of us we don't feel that peace. If within inside of us we don't vibrate the Nam. He said then we become just that falsehood. So he was giving us that whole explanation of how to live just in a very pure life and to achieve what we want to achieve. Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, don't hide away. He said, don't kirikaro. He said, work hard, be in this life, live in this life. He said, but never forget God. Never forget God for a moment. And he taught us that, to never forget God just even for that moment of time. And before Guru Nanak Dev Ji, many said that God lived outside of us. So many of the teachings was that God lived outside. And somebody had to take you to that God. You couldn't find that God. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji broke that. He changed it. And he said that God lives inside of us. And he said everyone can experience God. And he says we don't need rituals. He said, why should I just bow to the east? If God is everywhere, then whatever direction I bow is God. Because God is everywhere. So why should I just bow to that east side? He said, God is everywhere. So wherever I am, wherever that breath of life is that God. What is God? That which generates, organizes, and delivers to us, gives to us. So that was my beginning of the understanding. When we became Sikh and I wanted to understand, just like our kids, I didn't know anything. And language I couldn't really understand. I had to talk to people, do translation, till I learned how to read Gurmukhi and studied Gurmukhi, so I could read and understand. Many years of study. But what I was most concerned with was how the Guru's teachings, our teachings, gave us a way to live, to have that balance of life. Because already I was a strong person who loved to do meditation. From a very young age, as I was saying, I started very young at 14 years old. I started to meditate. And I wanted to, because meditation could give me a certain peace within myself. And I could find that peace within. And as I began to study our teachings, what our gurus brought, they taught how to have peace, Sukh Shanti, to have that peace within ourselves. He said, here's how we find that peace. And I wanted to understand, then what is it? Because I wanted to learn, I wanted to understand. I said, what is the power of Gurbani? Because I was told, do Path, do Japji Sai Path, do Jap Sab Path, Binti Chopi Sai Path, Anand Sai Path, Sukhmani Sai Path. I was told, do that, and I said, yes. But I also was a Canadian mind, so I said, why? As all our kids don't, they say, why? Because in this mindset, in Western mind, we say, why? And this is what I learned. But then after some time, I learned something new. I said, rather than saying why, I said, take that why out, put an A, and everything is wa. So I kind of changed that a little bit. And I said, what is wa? So I heard Vaheguru. I said, what is wa? And I understood that wa meant that there was a wonder in everything. Wa. That there's a wonder in everything. And Guru is that which transforms us. But I wanted to understand, I asked those questions, I said, what is the power of Gurbani? How does Gurbani work? And then I learned about Shabad Guru. That Shabad Guru, which is the vibration, the technology of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and I also understood that Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj wasn't just spiritual teaching, but it was actually a way of life. It was a living message of God. It was a living vibration. And contained in that living vibration of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is the Shabad Guru. And the Shabad Guru is the technology and science of the sound current. So then I understood that Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj was a science and a technology. A quantum technology means an advanced science. That through the vibration of the sound, as we vibrate, doing Path, doing Simran, listening to Gurbani, that vibration of that sound moves its beej as a seed. That as we listen to that sound, and I remember that first day when I came to a Gurdwara that many years ago, almost 50 years. And I remember the first time I heard the Ragi Jetta was playing a Shabad. I had never heard a Shabad, not in this lifetime. And I sat as we're sitting in the presence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and I sat, and the Ragi Jetta was playing the Shabad. I closed my eyes. I listened to the sound. I don't know what the words meant. That wasn't important. But I listened to the sound vibration, and something shifted in my mind. My whole mind shifted, changed. Something different happened in my mind. It woke something up, gave me some different kind of meditation that I'd never experienced before. But it did something that shifted in my mind. And that drew me even closer to say, what is this? What is the strength of that Shabad? What is the strength of Gurbani? Because it's an exact science. Shabad Guru is an exact science of the sound current called Naad. Naad means that sound vibration. And the Naad which is contained in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, just by listening to the sound and listening to the part, listening to as Gurbani is being read, as the Guru Granth Sahib is being read, and we listen to it, that sound vibration goes deep into our conscious and unconscious mind. And what it does, it helps to take away, you can say like if there's a fog, Hanji? If there's a fog, here there's fog, and you try to see through that fog, you can't see through that fog, right? Because it's very foggy out, you can't see the fog. So sometimes our brain feels like it has a fog, like I can't think straight. I can't see what's going on around me. So what I found was that through Gurbani, it got taken away, that fog. It took from me the fog of my mind, where before I couldn't see clearly, I couldn't think clearly, my mind was going 1,000,000 times a minute, every this side, that side, up, down, plus, minus, positive, negative, all those kinds of things. And as soon as I listened to that part that day, my mind stopped. It literally stopped. And I could see clear, there wasn't a fog. There was just a clear experience of what I saw to be God. So what I came to understand, and I had to understand it in the English way, I had to explain it, and I would ask some of the Sangha to explain to me as I was going through my beginning years and practicing. But I found that it gave me such, you could say, clear mind, so when we get rid of that fog, we're clear. So it gave me such a clear mind that I could see clearly. But then it went beyond. As I began my daily practice of Panchbaniya, as I began my daily practice of Nam Japo, Nam Simran, as I do every single day, haven't missed one single day in maybe over 40 years, long time. To this day, same. Because not only did it give me the clear mind, but it gave me an intelligent mind. That was the change. Because Gurbani activates, and again this is from science, Gurbani activates in the front of the mind, the lobe is called frontal lobe, that through the sound vibration of the Shabad, it changes how our brain operates. It actually goes in deep that way and changes, and not only changes how this brain of ours, the different parts of our brain, front, back, this lobe, that lobe, of how the brain functions, but then it changes the entire function of the physical body. Gurbani says that every ailment, every disease can be healed through Gurbani. That's how powerful the vibration is. So this is what I was learning to understand, and to this day I still practice, and to this day I'm still learning, because we can never stop learning. Guru's teachings are, I don't know how many lifetimes we'll need to just understand maybe 1% of how vast and vast Gurbani is, and the teachings in Gurbani. Everything is answered in life. But that was that beginning for me. And that drove me, that gave me inspiration. I said, I want to learn this, I want to live it. And I want to understand how is this science. And studied each of our gurus and what our gurus brought. Studied as best I could Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Learned about the history. Understood the different buckets that were combining into the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And understanding that in the Sikh way of life that our gurus were made history that the world does not know about. The acts of our gurus, from Guru Arjan Dev Ji, who gave his life, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, all the martyrs, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the life that he gave, is not known in the history of humanity yet. Yet is not known in the history of humanity. But that's when it came to my mind after some time. I said, English is my best language, and Punjabi bol just is not that well. Should be after these years. But I said, if I said to myself, if English is my best language that I can speak, then I'm going to spend my life spreading these teachings to the world. Because the world needs to know about our teachings. So that's on a greater scale, but I was also talking in the beginning today about how individually, especially when our young people come and they say, what is that brought you at the feet of the Guru? So I say to our young people today with us, I say to our young people, develop a relationship with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Each of us have an independent relationship. This is what Guru Gobind Singh Ji said when he gave Guru Gadi of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, when he gave us the Guru Granth Sahib as the Guru. He said that every individual shall have their own relationship to the Guru. I have my feeling about it, you have your feeling about that relationship at the feet of the Guru, what that means for you. It's individual, that feeling. I can't say you have to have that same feeling that I have, because you have your own feeling about it. But we made that connection. So what I'm sharing with you today is, I made that connection at the feet of the Guru. Just as you take that connection, you plug that into the wall, that plug, and you plug it in and makes that connection and gives you some energy, gives you some electricity, charges your phone, does whatever. So I found that my relationship at the feet of the Guru was that same way. Like plugging in. Just I plug in that adapter to that cell phone, whatever, and a computer you want to charge, whatever it is. Toaster you want to toast. So I said, that relationship with the Guru is the same. I said, I have to learn to plug in, to connect myself at the feet of the Guru. Because when I connect myself with the feet of the Guru, all that Guru opens. Just as like electricity turns that thing on, that Guru just opens all that doors as I connect to the feet of the Guru. And how do we connect? We connect through the Shabad. We connect through the vibration of the sound of the Shabad Guru. When we sit in our stillness, then we create that relationship. And I said to the young people, as I'm teaching so many years to our young people, I said, make that connection at the feet of the Guru. Feel what it means to plug into that. Otherwise, for our children, it doesn't have a lot of meaning. Oh, they know the culture, they know the practice, they know the routine. But they don't have the feeling, the connection to it, a deeper appreciation of what's there to guide them in this life. That should be their first guide in this life. Because if we don't teach them, then what happens? They go outside to find other things. And it's not that they want to push away from us, but if we're not bringing them into us, if we're not helping them to understand, then what relationship will they have? They won't have relationship. They won't have relationship to wear the dastar. They won't have relationship to keep their hair. They won't have that relationship. And that's one of the issues that we find worldwide in Sikhi today, is our children aren't having that relationship, so they walk away. But they can always come back. That's the key. So again, we're talking today about that matter of that relationship that we have at the feet of the Guru. I'm just sharing my own personal feeling, but talking about that relationship that we have at the feet of the Guru through the Shabad to help us create a clear mind so that guides us in this life. Sometimes we're so concerned with our children, what grades they have, what's the university they're going to go to, what did they get as A+, an A++, and we're so concerned with what they're doing in that education, which is good, it's important, I'm not saying don't have that, but we're so concerned with that, we're not concerned, did they study Gurmat? Did they understand their life with the Guru? Are we giving them that balance? No, we only care what grades they got, what profession they're going to go into. We forget about that other part. We forget about the importance. Because Guru says, remember I talked earlier about how Guru is saying that everything comes from within inside of ourselves. It's not outside of ourselves. And when you read Gurbani, so much Gurbani talks about go within, look within, find your inner voice, feel what is happening inside of you. That's the individual relationship to our Atma. So Guru talks about consciousness. Consciousness means awareness. And consciousness means that awareness that we have. So the English word is consciousness. So consciousness simply means to be aware, to have awareness. So Guru talks about three kinds of consciousness, three kinds of awarenesses. He says the first is individual. So individual consciousness means that each of us has our own individual spiritual relationship. To do Path, Simran, your devotion. Because that individual awareness that's developed within you through your sadhana, through your spiritual practice. When every day we do Simran, every day we do Path, as an individual within us, it refines us, brings us a refinement of ourself. Refines us. Refine means to make us more in depth, more clear within ourselves. It refines us and defines us. That's the power of your sadhana. Sadhana means your spiritual practice. So Guru teaches sadhana, aradhana, prabhupati. So Guru says, rise in the Amrit Vele. Rise before the sun rises. Amrit Vela Sachinavadi Ai Vichar Karmi Ave Kapara Nadri Mokaduar. What did Guru Nanak Ji and Japji Sahib say? Rise in the Amrit Vele. He said, because at that time is a quiet time. Before you have to go to work, before you got to get this for the kids, before you have to go and do that. If you rise before the sun rises, as the sun is rising, 60-degree angle like this sun is rising, and we begin at that time before the sun rises, through when the sun rises, and we do Panchbani, as we do Path, as you do Simran, you rise with the sun. Your energy rises with the sun rises. So sadhana means the spiritual practice, that awakening at that time to do that sadhana. Aradhana is the experience, aradhana, that experience that is achieved through that. And prabhupati is your ultimate relationship to God. So the first step then was called individual awareness or individual consciousness, which is based on your individual practice that gives you that refinement of yourself so that you can feel that within yourself, the vibration of the Shabad, 24/7. So that was the first step, was individual. Second part of that consciousness is called Sangat. So we're all individuals. Today we're sitting in the presence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, in the Divan, in the Gurdwara. We're all individuals, is true. But as Sangat, the individual awareness, individual consciousness, my Atma, your Atma, together, as we sit together, what is that? It expands us. In the presence of our Guru, we become expanded because we're sharing that with each other. So we go from the individual to, we say in English, group. Group means Sangat. So of individual consciousness, individual awareness, we say refines us. It gives us that refinement of this life, gives us that awareness, that consciousness, that understanding of our own mind and how it vibrates the Nam and how the Shabad flows through us. When that's achieved within yourself, there's no stress, there's no anxiety, there's no worry, there's no judgment, there's no negativity, because you're vibrating at such a high frequency. Gurbani raises the frequency of a human being. They say a normal human being, if they try it with the science, they plug you in, says a normal human being thinking process is around 5.6 on whatever scale. But we did tests, and we found those who do Simran, those who meditate, when they get plugged in and checked, it was 9.5, almost twice the amount of frequency of a human being through Gurbani. That's the power of the Shabad. And when we share that together, we merge together as Sangat, together in the presence of our Guru, we magnify what each of us is bringing, becomes magnified, so that we can expand. When we expand through each other, that is what Sangat. Every holy congregation, you can say, whether is in the Gurdwara, whether it's in a mandir, whether it's in a mosque, whether it's in a church, whether a synagogue, is all the same. Sangha is coming together to be able to expand. And in our practice, we're here to expand with each other through the vibration of the Shabad in the presence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which gives us that third understanding of that awareness or consciousness, which is called universal consciousness. So it's saying, Guru says, it starts at the individual in that refinement. We merge as Sangha together, which expands us, so that we can have a deep, deep experience of Guru, and deep experience of God, a deep experience of the entire cosmos. The entire cosmos, Guru Nanak Dev Ji explains to us, the entire cosmos through the Dasam Dwar is experienced. Can you imagine that, just in what I'm saying, and that's only a small aspect of that? How it raises a human being from just someone who just do, what they call the human doing, right? They just do, but raises us in our capacity to have the experience of infinity, of beyond the infinite, beyond the physical self, to experience the entire cosmos. And that's what Guru Nanak Dev Ji brought to us. He brought how an individual, physical person, in this physical, we have this physical body. He said, but every person, every human being born in this physical body, given to us as a gift, can experience infinity, can experience universal, can experience God. And through Guru, Guru is what? Guru is that conduit. Conduit means the pipeline that gives us that experience. Gurbani Shabad gives us that experience that brings us from just this finite physical being to experience the vastness, which Guru Nanak Dev Ji said every human being can experience. It is not limited. It's unlimited. It's a universal teaching that any person can achieve. And then our Gurus gave us the techniques of how to do that. How to establish that relationship within ourselves. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us the rahat. He gave us the understanding. Here's how you live. Gave us Panchkakar. Gave us the Bani. So that we wouldn't have any fear. We wouldn't have any need to go outside of that to experience God. And that, to me, Satsangaji, was the foundation. And we talked a little bit about Mool Mantra being the beginning of all that foundation that everything else grew from. Ekankar Satanam. Satanam to the Satanam. Satanam means the depth of the personality within you is truth. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said everything came from Satanam. Everything came from the vibration of the Nam. He said, and that truth was the beginning. Ad Sach. Ad means beginning, Sach means that truth. Ad Sach. He said, from that beginning of time, through the vibration of the Nam, his Guru was Shabad Guru, came the vibration of the entire universe. Ad Sach. We read that. At the beginning, a primal beginning of time, that truth lived, that created all creation. But he went on to say that that truth has never left us. Jugad Sach, he said, through all the ages, all the yugas. He said, through all the ages, Jugad Sach. He said, that same truth is there, is no different. Hebbi Sach, he said, today is exact same. The same truth is no different, hasn't left us. Nanak Hosi, be Sach. And Nanak said, forever that shall be. So the whole base of our understanding is to find the truth within ourselves. And Mool Mantra is there to lead us through the truth. Ekankar Satam Kartapurk. Kartapurk. What is Kartapurk? Kartapurk is that does everything. Does everything. Creates everything. And that also is within inside of us to understand that Kartapurk created you. Because in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it doesn't refer to human being. It refers to us as prani. Pran, prana, prani. Guru refers to us as prani. What is prani? Pran is what? Pavan. Pavan is the air. Pran. Pran is the life force energy of our breathing. So when Gurdwara said that a human being is not human being, but human being is prani. We live by the breath. Bhavan Guru. Because without the breath, where is life? There's no life. Bhavana, Bhavana, Padapara, Padapara, Bhavan Guru, Vahiguru, Vahiguru, Bhavan Guru. From that vibration of that. So we become prani. We become those who live by the breath, who understand that we live by the breath. So we're taught right from the beginning to understand the essential aspect of every one of us who live by the breath, by Kartapurk, by that who brought the breath within to us. He said that brought that within inside of us as prani, of people that live by the breath. He says the aspect of the qualities of those are nirbo nirvair. That we should have no anger, we should not be against anybody. That we should find that peaceful way of life. And that's that calmness, sehaj. Sehaj means that calmness. Because in this life we have to find where is the calmness. And to find that calmness we have to understand that there's three aspects to each of us. There's a mental aspect to us, there's a physical aspect to us, and there is that devotion, spiritual aspect to us. So our Gurus taught us in those three ways to physically make sure that we look after each other. That's why Guru gave us a simple food to eat. Simple food, a langar. Digestible food. And especially today, Satsangaji, we have to be so much aware of how we live this life. And to exercise this physical body, so this physical body can relax. If we can't relax our physical body and the muscle system of our body, not just by lifting weights, but by stretching this body, you know what happens. Backache, sore aches, this ache, that's aching. Can't stand, can't sit, can't walk. Everything becomes tense. Then our nervous system breaks down and we become shaky. We can't think right. We can't follow anything. So Guru says, number one, make sure you look after your physical self. Have that strength of that. That's that nirbo nirvair. Have that understanding of that strength within yourself. Don't be against you. But we're not conscious of that. I know I've been with you many, many years. 2/3 of my life I've been with you. You know, we don't always eat right, too much pakora, too much roti, you know. But we have to learn to take care of this physical body. And then mentally to understand. That's what I'm talking today about, the power of Shabad Guru, of Bani, of Simran. So that this mind of ours can become clear. That's all it's about. Because if you don't have a clear mind, then you fight. You'll fight yourself, and you'll fight your mind. And then that creates a duality. The duja, that creates that duality, because there's, in English we say identical identity. There's two of us. You know that two of us side? One says, no, I'm not going to do it, not going to do it, no way, no, I'm not going to do it. The other side, okay. And then you do it, right? So there's always that duality, double thinking. But when we develop that practice through Simran, through Bhat, to have that clarity of mind, we don't have that double thinking. Because mind becomes clear, we understand exactly what we need to do, because that's called in English intuition. And the power of Gurbani is it gives us intuition, gives us that strength of mind. What is the difference between a manmukh and a gurmukh? Manmukh means what? What is man? Man means the mind. Manmukh is one just lives by the mind. And says, my mind can do everything, my mind can control everything, my mind can take me everywhere, my mind can do this. What happens when you're in that? What's that thing when the head hurts they call? Headache. And you end up with headaches. And you'll never succeed in life, you'll never be successful, because you'll always chase after something. What is Gurmukh? Gurmukh sits in the stillness and allows whatever needs to come to come. That whatever I need, Guru Sahib says to me, whatever I need is there for me to have. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop working, I'm going to start doing this or that. But says, don't worry about it, because whatever you need is going to come to you. When you sit in your stillness, Vaheguru, 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 you open a channel, open a door. And that door brings you everything. Is written in Gurbani. In Sukhmani Sahib Path, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, everything you need is at your feet. Everything you need is at your feet. Everything. Every gem, jewel, ruby, Prabhuke Simran, Rid, Siddhano Nid. Those 9 treasures. But instead of seeing all that's at our feet, we only see a little pebble of sand, a little rock. We don't see what Guru is saying to us, that everything you need is there. All knowledge, all intelligence. Prabhuke Simran, Gyan Dhyan Tatabud. Prabhuke Simran, Rid Siddhano Nid. By meditating on the name Prabhuke Simran, meditate on that. Those treasures are there for you. So Satsangaji, today I'm just sharing a little bit about how we can become more contained, how we can bring our children more to these understandings, to understand the benefits. Everybody today wants a benefit. What's my benefit? And this is the benefit that Guru Sahib gives to us, to have a clear mind, to connect ourselves at the feet of the Guru, to have faith within ourselves through the vibration of the Naam, and to have that trust, and through that trust, to help bring peace to this world. Satsangaji, before we finish today, let us do a little bit of Vaheguru Simran, and then we'll finish our program. We just sit straight, inhale deep. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Satsangaji, listen very deeply inside. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Take a moment now, sit in your stillness. Be very, very still. Feel yourself at peace. Let Vaheguru resonate. Let it vibrate within. Hear the sound within. And find your calmness, your peace. So Sanghaji, it's a great privilege and honor. I'm very privileged by the management here at our Gurdwara Sahib to have this opportunity every Sunday to be with you, to share Guru's message as best I can. Mafkanaji, if I make any mistakes. And let us encourage more of our young people, our young adults to come to join us here so that who can understand a little bit deeper in English, or if they have any questions, they can ask me afterwards. Because it's very important that we look at our future, because our future is going to have to be bright and beautiful, and our next generations will have to carry Guru's message throughout the world. So Sanghaji, you can join me every Sunday morning also on Sherry Punjab Radio, AM 600, from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. for our morning Gurbani Vichar program in English. And you can reach me through my Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube channel by Harinam Singh Khalsa, or please visit my website at unlotus.com, where you can have access to hundreds of my Kapta lectures. So Sanghaji, I'll look forward to seeing you next week, same time here at our Gurdwara. And again, I encourage bring more of our Sangha to come, especially our young people. And so Sanghaji, let us pray for peace in this world and put a stop or an end to any war anywhere. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Please subscribe to our Library of Teachings Legacy Project. Our Legacy Project and your subscriptions help to give us that opportunity to compile the many, many years of teachings of videos, lectures, and classes of Harinam Singh Khalsa. Please visit our website, anandlotus.com, to subscribe. Satnam.